Hi guys, this is Elizabeth Root here again. Today we're going to be doing a masterclass on brushes. I'm going to be doing a taupe look with a little bit of plum to it. I'm going to show you all these brushes and explain what they're used for. The cool thing is a lot of times you're at the store and they sell you a brush for concealer. Well, you can actually use that brush for eyeshadow, you can use your liner brushes for your concealer, you can use lip brushes on your eyes. Makeup doesn't have rules, so that's the fun part of it, and I'm going to kind of talk you through some of those things. Let's get started. For the base, I love using something small. This is the 159 from MAC. It's got natural bristles and synthetic, so you can really buff the product in, but it also gives it a lot of control for the liquid with that synthetic brush. What I did was just smooth on the product like so, and then you go back in circular motions and really buff that out. For her eyes, I'm going to be using a flat synthetic paddle brush. I'm going to be using the Painterly Paint Pot from MAC. Just get a little bit on the brush and just shear that over the lid. It does your job quick and easy, especially because it's a larger brush. Covers more territory quicker. So there's that. Like going in with a big paddle brush. You can do that with a skin tone color. I'm going to go back in with that Vice Art Neutral Matte palette. I'm going to be using this kind of nude tone. And if you push that all over the eye, it's going to even seal in that base a little bit more. And because this is so large, same thing, it just does your job so quickly. And that's done. So then I'm going to go in with a 217 from MAC. It's got a lot of control. The bristles kind of taper off, and you can kind of get the product exactly where you want it, but it also has the fullness to be able to blend it out. I'm going to be taking a shadow. It's got a little plum to it from MAC. It's called Haux, H-A-U-X. Don't be confused. And we're going to use that as our transition shade. So with this brush, you're going to kind of put the product where you want it in the outer part of the eye, and then sweep it back and forth. This brush is also fantastic for concealer, for under eye as well as acne. I feel like it just does that all-around job of blending. Just sweep that outwards, and I'm going to grab just a little bit more and kind of do that outer V technique and just bring it down to the lash line. So again, the product down low, and then as it kind of leaves your brush, you can start moving inwards and outwards into that V. And then I'm going to go in with more of a flat brush. A lot of brands make a brush like this. It's just a small natural hair flat brush. And I'm going to take Satin Taupe from MAC. It's a really beautiful sheen rather than a sparkle. I love that it's got that nice satin finish. It looks good on any skin color, from really, really fair all the way to African American. It's just a great all-around color to have. So I'm just using that mid-tone brush again just to kind of clean up my edges here. So I'm going to use an angle brush for her liner. You can use synthetic or natural hair. Actually this one is the natural hair. Our synthetic one I'm going to grab is a little easier to control for your liner. I'm going to dampen the brush. And I'm just going to go in with this deep purple shade. This one's called Shadowy Lady, also from MAC. You could go in with a deep brown or a black, but I'm going to keep going on this kind of cool tone train. So we're going to push that in near the root. Using an angle rather than a pointed brush is going to give you a nice controlled line. Kind of work it into the lash roots, and then we can go back in and push this upwards if we want a little more smokiness. So working that right in near the roots. And I'm kind of just pushing at this point like little dashes. And then you can kind of connect your lines. Another good thing about the fact that these bristles are synthetic is that they're going to stay the same shape over the years. It doesn't start to fray out the way a natural hair would. And look up for me. I'm going to kind of sweep underneath. Now I want to brighten a little bit, so I'm going to go in with the concealer. I'm going to use that same foundation brush. I've been loving this Age Rewind. It's actually by Maybelline, and it's just as good as a high-end. So I'm going to just kind of shear this product right under the eye. It's beautiful for under the eye. It doesn't get too dry, it doesn't settle in lines. And it's got a little, I feel like it's got some light reflecting particles to it. Just gives a really beautiful glow and photographs nicely as well. So we just freshened up under her eyes. I'm gonna take her blush a step up as well. For that, I'm gonna use this like tapered angled brush. It is a natural hair, it's super soft, gives you the control you need, and it already has the angle to kind of direct you upwards. This one's called Lovejoy from MAC. This one you can go full force on a darker skin tone. On her, I'm gonna just take a little bit, top it off. And it's got that nice plummy tone. So I'm going to go in circles and kind of buff it in. They also make another one that's quite popular called Warm Soul. It's like a brown and a pink mixed together. It's quite popular, really beautiful. These are the mineral blushes, and they've got a little bit of a sheen to them, but not too sparkly. So oval motions. And don't push into the skin. Don't shove your brush down. You're going to damage your brush and put too much product in one spot. It'll make it harder to buff it out. So just a nice light touch. You can even, if you feel like you always push too hard, you can back your hand up on your brush and it's going to give you a lighter touch. I'm going to touch up her highlight with this small brush. This is a very affordable brush. This one's from e.l.f. It's actually $3. You can get it at Target, and it's the perfect shape. So because it's $3, you could buy 3 or 4 of them and just have them in all your little bags. You can fit it right into these little areas, right around the nose. You have a lot of control with it. My Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette, and grab these 2 shades here. I like to mix these together and just kind of buff under her eyes. It's kind of one more thing to add to the eye look as well. So look up for me. You can get that right in here without being too invasive. You do the same on the other side. Turn towards me. And just wrap that around. This one's from Urban Decay. It's called De-Slick. It's a mattifying powder. Translucent. I've actually used this on very dark skin tones and it doesn't cast any ashiness or whiteness, so it's a great powder for everyone. Just kind of taking that shine down where we don't want it, just right in the center of the face. Perfect. And there you have it. It's a taupey look. We used a lot of different brushes today, and I'm going to list those all below so you can take a look at those for yourself. Thank you so much.